I wish I could tell you this was a story about redemption. It isn't. It's about how a single sentence shattered my life, and how the person I betrayed most walked away without shouting, without slamming a door, and still managed to ruin me in front of everyone I loved. I confessed on Tuesday. I had rehearsed a softer version in my head, something about boundaries, confusion, a lapse in judgment. But when he sat across from me at the kitchen table, still in his work shirt, still asking if I wanted tea like he always did, the words cut out of me like shards. I slept with Mark. He didn't throw the mug. He didn't rage. He simply closed his eyes and said, "Thank you for telling me." Then he stood, rinsed his cup, and went upstairs. That calm reply hurt more than a scream. Let me rewind. Mark wasn't a stranger. He was the friend who carried boxes into our first home. The friend who laughed too loud at barbecues and ran 10Ks at dawn with my husband. He and I worked in nearby fields, and sometimes ended up at the same conferences. One night out of town, too much wine, too many you two have such chemistry, jokes, and a choice I can never take back. Happened once. That doesn't make it smaller. I confessed because the secret was devouring me. Believed honesty might be the first step toward healing. Instead, it became the first step in a chess match I didn't know had begun. The next morning, my husband brewed coffee, handed me a mug, and said, "We'll talk tonight." Then he left for work. Midday he texted, "We're not telling anyone yet. I need time." Evening he suggested counseling. He added, "No rash moves. We stay civil." Sounded like forgiveness. It was preparation. Weeks passed. Ebook. Therapy showed up punctual, scribbled note. He cooked dinners. On Sundays he called his parents on speaker as always. And I sat there smiling at nothing. He never brought up Mark. Did once. We should set limits. He nodded. Already handled. I didn't ask how. He started running more. New shoes, new routes. 5 a.m. alarm he never ignored. He bought a tailored navy suit that made him look like the man on the cover of his own future. He gave me space but was never unkind. Gentle, even almost too gentle. Mistook it for mercy. It was distance. 2 months in, he organized a housewarming turned summer gathering. He said we'd never properly celebrate the place we'd rebuilt. He asked me to make a playlist. He ordered fairy lights, hired a photographer, rented glassware I didn't know existed. "It'll be good to have everyone together," he said. Clean slate. Mark texted he'd be there. My stomach tightened. I told my husband. He looked at me for a long, unreadable pause and said, "Of course he is. He's my friend." The day of the party was bright and warm. My husband was magnetic, chatting with my father, flipping burgers like a TV chef, refilling glasses. He hugged Mark like a brother. He hugged me too. Light photo ready. Cameras clicked. Fairy lights sparkled. The playlist carried nostalgia. As dusk fell, he tapped a glass. "Thank you all for being here," he said. People gathered, smiling, swaying. He gestured to the outdoor screen we used for movies. I put together a reel. Us, the house, the year. The first clips were harmless. Before and after shots, paint smeared jeans, our dog curled in a sink. Laughter. Then a selfie of me and Mark at a conference, smiling. Then another taken. Lay too close. My pulse raced. Screen. Recording next. My text bubbles. Timestamp. Can't stop thinking about it. My name in the corner. Murmurs spread. Another photo. Hotel hallway carpet. Pairs of shoes in a mirror. Mine and Mark's. My name, his name, the date. Nudity. No profanity. Just facts. Delivered like a business report. Someone Yes. The shutter fell silent. Mark stumbled back, face drained. His fiancée. I'd forgotten she wore a ring now, looked at him like he was a stranger. My husband. Let the last frame hold. A still of our house glowing just as it did that night. He didn't look at me when he said, I promised a clean slate. For me that means truth. He didn't boast. He didn't curse. He turned to the crowd. I'm not asking anyone to take sides, he said. Steady. I'm simply done being the only one who knows the full story. He raised folder. There are copies of what I've known since the week she told me, and envelopes for those who deserve details. You may hear versions later. Tonight you hear the real one. I tried to speak. Nothing came. My ears burned. Someone touched my elbow. Pulled away. My husband faced me then, not with rage but with impossible calm that shrank me. I won't lie for us, he said. Not to them. Not to me. He didn't throw me out. He didn't even ask me to leave. He walked inside, placed the folder on the table, and as if ending a meeting, thanked everyone for coming. Guests drifted away. Some avoiding me, some staring like a car crash. Mark's fiancée returned his ring. Hand open, no words, then exited through the gate. Mark stood hollow, nothing to hold. By midnight the yard was bare. My husband sat in the dark on the couch. Stood in the doorway, throat burning. Why? I whispered. Why like that? He shrugged, gentle. You made me a secret. Made us a fact. He nodded at the envelopes. There are divorce papers. I'll be fair. We'll sell the house. Split. What's right? I've spoken to mediators. Your lawyer's info is inside. Thought it through. You planned this. For months. I said, bitter. I planned. Not to explode, he corrected. That took time. Did you ever think we could fix it? He looked at me the way he eyed the road on his runs. Direct, unsentimental. I thought I could for a while, he said. Then I realized I was training for an exit, not a race. He stood, not towering, just taller because I was sinking. You wanted honesty. That was mine. He slept in the guest room. I lay awake, tasting. At dawn I heard the suitcase zip, and the soft knock of the photographer, returning the memory card he'd borrowed. My husband left a neat list on the counter. Utilities to transfer, meeting dates, feed the dog at 7. Underneath one line in neat print. Please don't rewrite. We both know what happened. Happened after. For those who'll ask, we divorced in 3 months. Quietly. Legally, no spectacle. The party had been enough. We sold the house. He kept the dog fair. The dog adored him. Moved to a 1-bedroom near work and learned the sound of loneliness at 2 a.m. Mark lost more than his ring. He lost half his friends and a job lead my husband had set. He texted once. I'm sorry. It was selfish. I blocked him. He was a mistake. My marriage was a life. People like endings with morals. Mine are plain and cruel. Honesty isn't a parachute if you've already jumped. Some polish the truth until it gleams, and when they hold it up it blinds. Calmness is a weapon I never recognized until it dismantled me. I wrote my husband a letter I never sent. In it, I admitted what I couldn't say when he was here, that he was the most decent man I knew, even while breaking my heart in public, that he deserves someone who never made him an exhibit, that I am sorry in a way apologies can't fix. He doesn't follow my life now. From mutual friends I hear he's thriving, still running, still cooking, learning Italian, for no reason. I don't know if he loves again. Hope he does. I hope she sees his quiet kindness, the kind that feels Ordinary until you need it and realize it's oxygen. As for me, I go to therapy. On Tuesdays, I tell the truth there only. There until I'm strong enough to carry it outside without dropping it on someone. I don't host gatherings. Don't make reels. I plant herbs in window boxes. And try to grow something I won't ruin. That's how it ended. He didn't scream. He didn't stay. He turned the lights on, spoke the truth, and walked away from a story I had already broken. And in the bright, merciless light he left behind, I finally saw who I was, and who he had become to survive.